Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I know we had a bit of an extended break there, but with a quick 3-0 like that from Concord, oh boy, who's to say that, scheduling might be a little bit too ahead. I'm your host, OG Cesar, joined by my co-caster, Spider Tiff. We're here to bring you that second match.
Hey, and you mentioned that second match, but after that first match we had West Virginia University versus that Concord Esports. Concord taking the victory there, 3-0 fashion, like you mentioned. But here's the deal. I know you folks in chat and at home watching tonight are here for the Battle of North Carolina. We've got the Niner Esports versus High Point Esports. And man, I am so excited to see that both of these teams right now are undefeated, Susano. So let's chat about that. We've got them lined up. We've got them head to head. And this is where we're looking at it. We got the Niners, that nice 7-0 High Point coming in ranked number 24, 6-0. So let's break it down.
All right. Immediately, I noticed just this one difference. 7-0 versus 6-0. High Point, they are ranked, but the Niners are not. Then we immediately go down to the hard point. 5-0 versus 8-0. Whew. Then to the Search and Destroy, which is a 3-0 versus a 5-0. Then lastly, towards our control, it's a 1-0 versus 2-0. Tiff, if you didn't already know, it's about to get hot and spicy here.
It's going to get hot and spicy. And if I do say so myself, I feel like a little bit of egos are on the line here today because you have both of these teams who have not dropped any games or any maps at this point. So one team has to lose here. And the thing is, this is where it's going to get really challenging. So let's go ahead and take a look at those players that are going to be fighting for their lives here today in the Battle of North Carolina. And chat, if you're at home watching, let us know. Sound off in the comments. Who are you rooting for? We've got the Niner Esports here, the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. We have Dark, Fitty, Smiley, and Anku. And here's the deal. I was watching some of their past broadcasts, and let me just tell you, Smiley is a demon. Smiley and Fitty were cracking out the ARs, but obviously we're going to see those 3 SMGs prevalent here on that Bocage hardpoints, which we will see, and we'll chat about the maps later.
Exactly. And as we head over to the other aisle on the side of none other than our boys at High Point University at Club Esports. All right. We got Sexton, Devilish, X-Freedom, and Brewing. Definitely some players to know. And remember, like Tiff said, let us know in the chat who you are rooting for because we've got varying talent, varying degrees of tenacity that I'm excited to see here.
Yeah, you talk about the tenacity, and let's just talk about Sexton for a moment. Absolutely demon in last week's match against UNCW. Paired alongside Freed here, these two were terrorizing the maps. If you caught the first map with WVU against Concord, we saw Crooked and Trauma just absolutely doing work in that Bocage hardpoint. Let's look at it here because I think Sexton and Freed are going to try to do the same thing here for High Point. I expect them to fully frag out. So I'm excited to see that. But I feel like you're going to have Devilish, the player, that would probably be the one to make a lot of those flanks. And I'm looking to Brewing to kind of maybe hold it back, watch the rotations, maybe hold that mid.
Yeah, it's really all about just playing, the best that you can while doing the roles that you are meant to. And it's absolutely insane because right now as we go into these maps, you got to really know if your role is defined by one map, you might have to sit that scrim again and, get it back going right now. So let's get into the maps that we're going to be going into, our little roadmap right now for the series.
For the series, you mentioned it. I love this here. Something about the College COD League and always kicking it off with a little bit of chaos in map 1. We've got that hard point on Bocage. So crack out those MP40s. Let's see it. You're going to get down and dirty. We're going to see you fighting for your lives out there, looking like an MMA fight. Following it up with that Search and Destroy on Tuscan. Game 3, we're going to see Control on Tuscan as well. Well, it is Tuscan. If we get that Game 4. Hardpoint Tuscan, and Game 5, Search Destroy on Berlin, which I actually would love to see. I'm okay with a Game 5 here.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. It really just shows the stamina of both teams, but with 2 Tuscans in a row, some would say, I don't know, this is what I think. It might get a little monotonous for you.
Well, little monotonous, but I've heard people say that Tuscan is one of the best maps of Vanguard. I thoroughly enjoy it, but hey, if you're gonna have me out here calling the shots and just loving life, I love the bocage. I told you, I love the bloodbath. I love the chaos because I feel like when good things come from that chaotic mess, that is what I thrive in. So I am excited. I'm excited to see the Battle of North Carolina kick it off there in that bocage hardpoint.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely insane one. You know, talking about these rosters for a little bit here while we wait. You know, you really, like you said, Smiley, the guy is a demon. He's going to be the one to really watch out for on the side of what's it called? Excuse me. I've got a bit something in my throat of Niner here. But really, when it comes down to his duo, it's Fitty as well. Fitty's going to be a big influence on the map with them, just working the angles and making sure that they have everything on lock.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I love that you called that out for them because you've got, you know, Fitty and Smiley, and you've got Sexton and Freed. And that's the thing that I'm looking at. So when I'm looking at these two teams and talking about kind of what you need if you're Niner Esports to go ahead and take that early victory, I think we're going to be obviously looking here at the respawn modes, but more specifically control, right? None of these teams have dropped a map, but the issue is when you get to that map 3, it's take it, it's own it. So here's the deal. Can Smiley combat Sexton, though? We will all find out here as we are getting ready to kick it off in that bocage hardpoint. I think what we need to see is maybe get in there, get aggressive, get some early points on the game, maximize your kills on the rotations, and make sure that if you don't have the hill, break in and solidify that. If you want to move into Granny's house, you move in. You tell her you want chocolate chips. You tell her you want everything. You want milk and cookies, Grandma. You take those hills.
Only if I can tell Granny that if I can get some snickerdoodle cookies, okay? All right, that's my favorite cookie. But regardless, nevertheless, we hop in now. Immediately, this fight, 4v1. Oh, Fitty with a nice nade over the hill. And Freedom getting a bit of some close and quarter action there. Gets the kill, but immediately, High Point, they're in charge of the hill so far.
Yeah, hey, I'm loving the fact that they jumped on. It was only for 2 points right there with like 35 seconds left. So no team's really taking some time here. But if you're not going to get time, at least prevent the other team from maximizing this moment. Because I think that's pretty much what we're going to see here. Niners dropping in there, trying to get it up, tied 2-2. But the thing is, it's one of those really touch and go moments with 20 seconds left on this. Brewing finding a nice 2-piece.
Yeah, but you do have Freedom. Nice little pieces towards the mid. Gets the hill, but right now, we look at the rotation. It's going to be Niner that's in charge of it right now. You do have number 3. That's going to be none other than our boy Brewing, but he's going to be sticking towards tank. And right now, with these players from Niner spawning up, it's going to be some contestants right off the rip.
Yeah, and you've got that nice rotation done by High Point right there for the hill too, and they are gonna hold it down. I love that Freed has really nestled himself there on that tank and that tree area, just really maximizing some time. But look at Fitty coming in with the flank and will fall to Sexton. That's who you've got to be worried about right now. But look at Brewing, 6th streak right now, glide bomb in hand, got that strafing run. We'll see it come out probably soon.
Yeah, and you look right now, Tiff, immediately 45-3. This is absolutely insane. It's unprecedented to have such a lead right off the bat. And as I say that, Niner do take control of the hill, but with 20 seconds only being up for grabs, it's not really a whole lot. But then High Point break it back and take the scrap. And now we head over to P3, where really these boys on High Point, they know exactly what they're doing, and I love it.
You got Devilish already there. He's already like moved into Grandma's house. Dark and Smiley are going to try to get in there, and unfortunately, they are going to fall as High Point will find a massive 3-piece, and they're going to have to come from the back of mid-map to rotate over to Grandma's. And here's the deal: can Devilish stop the rotations as they try to enter Grandma's? But I love, if I'm not mistaken, Anku tried to go in from the top.
But you do have Devilish shooting some shots there. Smiley, though, that player you told us to watch, immediately going to get taken down by Sexton. We know who's winning that fight off. But immediately, 80-7. Niner lagging behind greatly. And Freedom, he's holding his front, immediately ready to go. But Anku, nice piece right there. Takes out the hill. But then, 25 seconds left. Rotation, imminent.
Look, I thought Concord was absolutely dominating earlier. High Point coming out with an incredible force. I cannot believe this is about to be a 100-point game, Susano. I mean, they're just lighting up the kill feed and holding this down. They have locked Grandma's house down. She is not getting out. You cannot save her, Niners. You cannot get the points here. You might as well cut your losses and make that early rotation over as Sexton finds a nice two-piece. But here's the deal. The Niners do not have the spawns, and with the way High Point is just holding these down, there's just really nothing they can do. They can't even coordinate a nice break effort onto the hill, and as I say that, they did get a little bit of time. The Sexton coming right back in with a nice three-piece on that 7 streak right now, fully kitted out.
The one thing that I've noticed so far while taking a step back where you're, breaking it down is that this team, the moment they get kills, they're looking for the spawn. And that's exactly what's happening. That's why the kill feed keeps on lining up white, because High Point, they get the kill, they know where they're spawning at. That's just great awareness. Then they hold it off, and now nobody from Niner can really just effectively get to the map.
Yeah, and as you say that, I see Anku kind of going on a tear right now, on a 3 streak, looking to get a glide bomb of their own, trying to fight for their lives here in Barn. Anku finds another Fiddy answering back. They're going to get the scrap time, but can they get the early rotation over to that P5 in Rivers? As you see, Dark right now working to anchor the spawns, going to get a nice 1v1, epic kill right there on Brewing to really solidify that for the Niners.
Exactly, and this is what Niners needed. They needed a break like that. They got the players out of the spawn. They know they're coming in through mid now. So Smiley, he's going to be playing towards the back. Dark on the hill now. You hear that glide bomb coming in from above. Time to get away, but it's not going to be enough. Brewing finds the kill onto Dark. Now Brewing spawns up. He still has his strafing run, but he's going to be able to maybe do some big damage as we rotate over, because there's 30 seconds left. Scrap, while it is a priority, these guys just keep slaying him out.
Hey, slaying them out. We do see that happen. I mean, Niners were clawing back. They're looking 20 points left here on P5, and they've got some really nice uncontested time as High Point making their way back. But at this point, it's just scrap time, and this is all Niner needs right now to really try to claw their way back from that kind of 100-point start as we go here in the second set of rotations in the courtyard.
I like the way you put it, clawing, because that's what it really feels like. With a double-pointed score right now, 60-120, High Point, they do have control of this first hill. Smiley, he's playing around towards the middle, gravitating, gets a nice kill onto Devilish, and with this movement, they're able to get Dark onto the hill. But as I say that, Sexton, ever so present, gets the impact kill, stops the points. Now, we're back at a true neutral here, and Fiddy, oh boy, he's moving in, and nice help from Anku. They're going to be able to grab that hill for a second, but as I say it, it's Bokaz, baby. They're back up and ready to go.
That was an absolute clean trying to hold that as the trades are flying. No one getting hill time right now with 28 seconds left here on that P1. But this is what I'm talking about. When you're in the courtyard, it's absolutely chaotic, and not one team can specifically lock this down very well. So the fact that the Niners were able to hold on and get a good bit of points there was absolutely fantastic. But here's the deal. Look at Smiley, 14 and 17. I told you, if one person was going to be able to try to combat Sexton, who's now over double positive with almost a minute of hill time, dude is a demon, as that second hill is now coming into contention. The rotation is there. Brewing setting up for success as they make this a 60-point game again.
Exactly, and High Point, ever so present, their spawn knowledge. I love that about them. Not only is there a chaos that is Bokaj, but they're able to, find the calm in the storm, have an all-clear moment of just thinking. And right now, they create these moments of breathing for themselves. And right here, Devilish, it's just proof in the pudding. He's immediately going off. Sexton, Brewing, all those guys, they're just holding these hills to the T, 154-78. And it looks as though Niner, while they did have a moment of clarity, it's not looking too hot right now.
I mean, Devilish is fully streaked out. Brewing looking for a glide bomb of their own. This is just one of those things that you don't want to have happen if you are Niners. Most of these hills are out there in the open as Freed picks up a nice kill right there. 10 seconds left here on Hill 2. Freed, a nice double. The rotation's going to have to come in, and look at that. Niners right now setting up in Grannies. They have the spawns, so this is going to be very interesting as you see Brewing come in from the backside, looking to eliminate everyone. Finds a nice two-piece, but will fall, unfortunately, not able to get the anchoring. But look where Sexton is. They flipped the spawns. This is great. Niner getting some nice time in there, but is it going to be enough with the influx of High Point coming in?
Yeah, High Point spawning up close is a massive W for the team, because now you see Dark, though, he's immediately going on the aggression, but he's immediately found out. No player able to really just have any moment of clarity in that hill. Niner did have the beginning of that, but Brewing, immediately when he chowed, it just didn't work out. You know, you have 3 angles to check, and when you check one, you know, you have a 1 in 3 chance of finding success. But right now, we look at Fiddy, he's playing towards tower. He's got a great view towards mid, and now these players, Devilish and co, they're about to get flanked.
Yeah, they're gonna get flanked, and I love that they were trying to hold tower, but unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough. I mean, this is still an 80-point game. They're getting their scrap time here at Granny's, but High Point is already thinking ahead and aiming towards Barn right now. You've got Fiddy and Dark taking that upper rotation through field and trying to come in from the top of Barn, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Can Freed in there hold their own against 3? Unfortunately, will fall with a nice 2-piece from the Niners.
And you do look at Sexton, he's double positive right now. He's moving into the site. He's really the one who's been breaking it. Help from Freedom there, and nice little slide out, but Dark's able to read that one. Now, Niners, they do have control of this hill for now, but players from the side of High Point, they'll spawn out towards the back of Granny's. So, you know, take a break in Granny's, get some cookies and milk, and just set up this defense for this next hill, and just don't allow the Niners to gain any more points.
Yeah, and as you say that, Fiddy looking to get a glide bomb. They're doing really well here with this barn setup. We see a nice chow, but unfortunately, Devilish will take down Fiddy. That was really critical, but unfortunately could not hold on. This is going to enable High Point to be able to break in, but look at Dark. Dark and Anku keeping the dream alive for some scrap time as they rotate down to that P5 river. But I love that Brewing is already thinking ahead, so that's the issue.
Ooh.
High Point thinking ahead, aiming for those rotations, but this is now a 30-point game, Susano.
Yeah, so much has happened right now, and you see right here, Niner, they have a great setup, but Sexton immediately comes in from the back, gets the kill across the river. Very nicely done. He's just running deference, and he's an MP40. Right now, Devil is throwing in the glide bomb. Does not get anybody, but does instill some fear. So Sexton, he's playing in the tunnels right now. He's going in and out, looking for these players. Very nicely done. And you see right now, nobody's really able to get any time. 1:20 in the overall timer as we head back towards our next rotation.
Yeah, that was a really nice team wipe there by Niner, but unfortunately High Point is spawning so close. They're able to provide the reinforcements. Sexton was able to grab that crucial glide bomb, which you're going to see go down right there. Now's the time to start thinking about that rotation. Are you going to get the scrap time? As you can see, I love that Sexton was able to be there right behind Freed, going for a glide bomb as well, as we about to enter the third set of rotations, a 40-point game. This is the set of rotations where this hill will be won on 1 minute left here.
A minute left and plenty of time for High Point to win it, but as I say that, Niner will be able to hold the hill for now. Sexton moving into the side of River. He does see a player. Whoa, wins that one. That's very amazing right there for the team. And he's just still going off. He's on the hunt. He's not letting any of these players go by. He's about to break 50. This is absolutely insane.
Break 50, find another glide bomb. Dude's just an absolute grinder right now. He's even got the zombies MP40 camo on there. Like, that just shows me this guy loves this game or just really grinds it out, because you know, I don't really know. I don't want to grind the zombie camos, but I'm proud that Sexton has done it here and is just absolutely moving like a force. I cannot believe this. 10 seconds left here on Hill 1. High Point, 25 points left to go to take this dub here on Bocage.
Yeah, you do see right there immediately Freedom into the back, but Dark and Smiley, a 4-for-1 trade. Very nicely done. They have a bit of control on this hill. They do have the spawns, but immediately now Sexton going in with a glide bomb, clears out the right lane. They're going to be able to move through that one here very soon, but Sexton, he immediately chooses for the opposite play. Goes in through Barn, finds one, looks for the second, and there he goes. He finds a player, tags him up, but not able to finish it just yet. Now, another glide bomb. I feel like we're just calling in the artillery every other play.
Look, I'm here for this at High Point. Sexton's gonna have to break 60. Gonna find a nice 2-piece right there. Looking for another glide bomb. You're right, Bocage, the home of the glide bombs. Fiddy and Anku just doing everything that they can right now to answer back. Smiley popping off, but here's the deal. We are on that hill too. Niners moving in, but they are going to need to claw it back right here and now. Get the scrap time and make sure they get that nice clean rotation over to Granny's and secure those spawns. And look at that team wipe by Niner. Beautiful.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left in the overall timer, you can't even contest the hill from the side of Niner. You need to be up right here. So Fiddy, that's huge right there to stay up and get that lane kill. But Freedom, He's in the back. He goes for a flank. Gets one. Gets the second. Looking for the third. And he does. There's the fourth. Now hiding in the hill. And there you go. They have him down. They can just play off of the hill, get out of it. But I think they're going to go for that 250. 18 seconds left overall. And there's just not enough really time for Niner to do much.
Yeah, this is the break that has to happen right here. If High Point survives this, they will win in Grandma's house. And as you can see, Anku coming in absolutely massive with Smiley, able to get the break in and score some time. Here's the deal. High Point says, no, I'm coming in. I'm going to try it right here. But what you can do is you don't want to sacrifice this much time with the game being so close. It's a battle in Grannies.
Yeah, and you just have to contest. There's 10 seconds left in the overall timer. You really just need to stay alive in the hill if you're High Point. But immediately, they snuff out those players. One player left, that's Fitty. He punches them, and it's 249. And they get it, 250 to 222.
I cannot believe what we just witnessed right there, Susano. That was an absolute bloodbath in Granny. She's going to be cleaning for days to regain from that, as we see a nice two-piece from Brewing right here. I lied. Is that going to be a 3? The pistol comes out absolutely beautiful. And, you know, as much as I wanted Sexton to get that 60, it unfortunately just 3 shy. 3 shy from dropping 60 on Bocage. Sexton is an absolute demon. And I told you there when we were setting it up, if you really want to do something against High Point, you're going to have to combat Sexton. And if anyone's going to do that, it's going to be the likes of Anku and Smiley. And unfortunately, they were just overwhelmed on Bocage. Let's talk about those stats for a little bit, because I want to see some of that. I want to see the non-traded kills, Susano.
Oh, yeah. Non-traded kills for Sexton. 45. Holy smokes, that is absolutely insane. You got to realize, viewers at home, that means that this man not only was just fighting people left and right, he was making sure that it was his job to get it done, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he was in there for a contested hill time at 28 seconds. So that's living in the hill, fighting out for their lives, and taking out 45 non-traded kills. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure the exact specifics behind it. I believe it's like 5 or 7 seconds. Like, you don't die after you kill someone. So that's insane. The fact that you were getting the living. 9 was your highest kill streak. But let's talk about the streaks for High Point overall. Devilish, Freed, Brewing, Sexton. At any given time, at least one of them had a glide bomb. And with as many kill streaks as they had, I'm really shocked that Bocage wasn't completely overrun. Sure, glide bombs were coming in left and right, but the game was still close because Niner Esports was able to claw it back from that almost 100-point game we saw on the first set of rotations. And I'd like to give a really nice shout out to Anku, Fitty, Dark, and Smiley for clawing their ways back. That was phenomenal.
I think you really have to mention something else on the side of Niner Esports right now. They're all in that 30 range. Each one of these players was playing very cooperatively. Like you said, on the side of High Point, they were just dropping bombs on them, but it was no problem for them.
Yeah, to be able to really mitigate that, that's kind of something that is unique, right? A lot of these hills are out in the open. You look at River, Courtyard, Tanks, they're all in the open. Barn and Grannies are the only ones that are inside. Sometimes you can kind of snake it through or try to clip someone by a window, but not really. So the fact that they were able to kind of shake all those off and claw their ways back. And I'm not going to lie, after the first 2 to 3 hills on that first rotation, I thought it was an absolute goner for Niner Esports. And I'm glad that they proved me wrong. The fact that they were able to bring it to that 23-point game here shows just how well they were able to adapt to High Point and take on how they were combating them and then turn it around. So I'm excited. That shows that they have really good communication, really good teamwork, and they can adapt, which is effervescent in this. You need to be adaptable.
Yeah, adaptable is something that, like you said, is not very talked about. Mid-game adjustments, that's really the name of the game. When you see just how the side of High Point was just absolutely slaying out with Sexton, you got to start targeting him. You got to start getting around the adjustment that is Sexton. Smiley and Anku, they were doing really good in their own respects, but when you have such a juggernaut, such a Sexton, it was so hard to compete with that.
So hard to compete with it indeed, but that's okay because we are moving on to Search and Destroy for Map 2. With that being a beautiful victory by High Point, the Battle of North Carolina is going to continue on. We are going to Search and Destroy on Tuscan. And then we have that triple dose of Tuscan if we take it to that game 4. But you know what? Let's get warmed up. I do love Search and Destroy on Tuscan. I think let's chat about this for a second. I know we were able to touch kind of briefly on the keys to victory before Hardpoint Bocage, but let's chat about it for Search and Destroy. What specifically are you looking for if you're Niner Esports who just lost on that hard point in Bocage?
Really, what I'm looking for is just, the collaboration and the pop-off factor. I need these guys to be able to, while they are working together, the stats clearly showed it. They need to make sure that they're there solidifying their strats, making sure that Sexton isn't able to just come in and make sure that they are making the positions of influence unpenetrable. Because immediately, time after time, when they were in a position of power, Sexton came in with his duo and just absolutely shredded it apart.
Shredded apart, he did. I mean, almost 60 kills right there. So it's kind of just to say, what is Sexton going to do on Search and Destroy? And are we going to see maybe a 10-1, 12-1? Will this be a dominated force? Maybe we see a 6-1. Can we get a round 11? Maybe the Niners will adapt and combat very well. I mean, Tuscan has the ability where I've seen some really interesting strategies coming out from some teams. I believe it was last week during the College COD League. We saw the teams, they kind of played it really slow, hung out in their spawns, and it was almost like a game of chicken. Instead of full rushing A, like it was something I would typically see, they played chicken and set up and took their time, forcing the team that was defending to push out and be like, hey, kind of like, what's going on? So I've seen some really interesting strats here, and I'm just excited. I love watching kind of each round first. I'm curious to see the attacking strats and how you're going to defend. Essentially, there's approximately like 3 lanes for Tuscan. I want to see 2v2 or maybe, 2 in mid and 1 on each side, but you've got to make sure you are watching that A-bomb because I feel like that is the most prevalent one that people go to. High point on the offensive.
Yeah, we're going to see right now, Sexton and Co., they're making a fast move to B, but without realizing it, there's going to be one player watching out. They break through. Shots are going to come in. Nice little trade-off right there. High point, still moving in aggressively. Players from the side of Niners, they're going to be playing around the site, but Smiley, he does notice Devilish there, so nice little trigger discipline. But I think Devilish did notice him. Throws out the stun. And once again, now Smiley takes the bait.
Brewing finding a nice kill right there. So 3 people left alive for high point, 2 on the Niners. Bomb is down on B. Sexton taking out Smiley. Like I said, if you're going to be Smiley, you got to combat it. Look at that nice, beautiful kill from Anku right there. It is a 2v1 situation with 20 seconds left.
I just like to notice right there, Devilish was playing around with Smiley, just jumping around in his POV. And while he was doing that, it's just such a 5-head play that Sexton immediately sees the player tantalized by the player just jumping around, comes from the back, shoots him down, and immediately circumvents that power position.
I love it. I'm like, oh, there's two people left alive, 2v1, 20 seconds left. And then immediately it's like a caster curse for the Niners right there. It's just immensely different right there. But Fitty with the bomb going in on the offensive for Niner here. Can they do something? Looks like a nice full offensive push towards A. Can they get a fast plant Dark with the first blood?
Yeah, very nicely done from Dark. Earns that one for the team, but Anku does see Sexton, but Sexton's ready for him immediately. Trades out. But then Freedom, Dark, now picking up Brewing, and Fitty. He's by himself. It's a 2v2. He knows that Sexton is back there. So Dark, he does know that Freedom's here. Nice little shots, and Dark will win that one. Now 1v2. But you've got the likes of Sexton to go up against. So he's going to play methodically here. Isolate these kills as best he can. If I'm Niner Esports, I'm getting that bomb down, and I'm grouping up.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bomb hasn't gone down, to be honest. Fitty is just kind of waiting, listening for an audio cue, but now would have been the best time because Sexton was all the way across the map. Bomb starting to go down. Now the COD timing is not in Niners' favor. Sexton trying to lay some shots down, but look at the rotation that the Niners are making right now. They are just full sending straight to B. This is a game of cat and mouse here, but time. You've got 25 seconds left. Get that bomb down and set up very defensively. You're going to have to hold Sexton out of this area. Can you get in position fast enough?
Yeah, so it's really going to be up to Fitty right here if he can try and get this player out of his comfort zone. But Sexton, this is what he loves. He's in the aggressive role right here. And, oh, he does not see the player in the mid hallway there. So he immediately goes up, but does not check his corners. Niner Esports now putting one up on the board.
That was really well done. I was nervous because it's all about that timing, right? You want to get the bomb down and take a nice position, but Dark, dude, Sexton just flew in right there and immediately cut to the right. And you should have known you gotta check all angles, but that's the thing. Niners had the time to set it up properly, but here we go. High point on the offensive, 1-1 here in the Search and Destroy here on Tuscan. I'm excited. Let's see. Attacking, they're looking really strong. I always thought defending was a little bit easier, but hey, prove me wrong.
And we do see Sexton pull out the sniper. So if he can get a pick here, which he gets a tag, unfortunately, does not end that player. But now they know that there is a sniper alongst a lane. So they're going to be playing a little bit more cautiously. Sexton reloads now, looking for this player. Brewing, though. Nice kills. But the bomb, once again, left at the spawn. This is a strat for any type of rotation. Learned that one in Valorant. But Devilish, very nicely done. Gets the kill on the Anku. Now, that leaves the top church for the side of High Point.
Yeah, something that I'm looking for right now is Dark holding that mid map, looking to get a glide bomb one away. If you got to keep an eye on that. You need to make sure right now that you kind of deny Dark that information. Here in Search and Destroy, those glide bombs are such useful information. And there it is. Dark picks one up right there. 6-1. That is absolutely amazing. Right now, 2v1 situation with Devilish, last alive for High Point. Bomb is down and Niners are circling it around like it is blood in the water, and they are some sharks right now.
Oh, but they know that the bomb is here. He's going to see one player. Looks for the second one immediately. Very nice, but Darky's going to pick for a top position. They know that the bomb has been picked up, so now it's a game of cat and mouse, and he's going to win. High Point, take that round.
Niner Esports, can we chat about that for a second? You had bomb down. You were doing everything right, and you let Devilish become the devil and absolutely just finesse both of you. That was phenomenal from Devilish, but Niners, hello.
Yeah, the devil of Tuscan out here reaping the souls of the weak and the weary. It was just a bit of some cat and mouse, you know, classic COD timings. And really, when you look at Devilish, that was just classic, elementary, my dear Watson.
That was absolutely phenomenal. But here we go. Niners on the offensive. Dark with the bomb. That nice 6-2. We haven't seen the glide bomb come out. Dark grabs free, but unfortunately will be traded out. Sexton just goes absolutely massive right there. Said, you know what? We are on it. High Point, making it a 3-1 here in Tuscan Search and Destroy. What do you think about that, Susano? That was absolutely crazy. Look how clean that is.
I think it was the right play for Niners to try and push through, but when you have a team as vigilant as High Point, there really wasn't much area of influence where they could just have freely. So it was a nice blind counter, that play towards A. So now or the play towards B, excuse me. So you really have to start thinking to yourself, if you are Niner, hey, we got to strategize here. We can't just be throwing our lives away because clearly these players on High Point, they'll eat it up.
Hey, and we kind of saw this happen in that Bocage hardpoint. Those first set of rotations were kind of less than stellar, but they were able to claw it back and start to adapt. And I'm thinking now in the Search and Destroy, if you're going to do the adaptation and move and try to claw it back, now is the time. Don't let it go to that 4-1. We're still waiting here for the first blood as I'm sorry, Fiddy picks it up on Freed. Fiddy finds 2. It is now a 2v4 High Point. How are you going to answer back?
Oh my goodness, it looked as though Devilish was about to lose that one, but you do see right now, Devilish goes for the kill on the diffuser. He knows that he's got to play cat and mouse again. Jumps out. Oh, but he's not going to win it this time. Now with 14 seconds left, Niner Esports have plenty of time to get this bomb back.
That was really well needed for the Niner Esports there. I'm happy because you don't want to begin that reverse sweep when it's too late, when it's 5-1 or 4-1. That is the worst time. I feel like 3-1 is the right moment to start that claw back. So now we're looking at a 3-2. Beautiful work.
Yeah, and if we head to that 4-2, that's what's considered the swing round. You know, Rambo Ray, the coach, said it best. When it's 4-2, that is the moment that the momentum is decided. So if we can get another round out of High Point, we will get to that area of interest. But for right now, it's still up to the races. So we're going to see a fast movement towards A, but nice snipe from Fiddy off screen.
Hey, we saw Sexton break out the sniper, but Fiddy said, let me raise you one. Bet. I love that because here's the deal. Those Vanguard snipers are so unforgiving. The flinch is insane. So you really have to be on point. Sexton grabs the trade. So now we're looking at a 2v2 situation with Bomb down on A.
Yeah, Bomb is down. It's a classic 2v2. Brewing, he is in position to get this player on Fiddy, but Fiddy will be playing a little bit more conservatively towards the bomb. Sexton, he knows that this player's on top. Nice little snipe, but it's not going to happen for the side of Niner. Now we take it to a true neutral of 3-3.
Hey, someone take that sniper from Fiddy. He's absolutely disgusting with that. I saw a nice snipe right there before Dark was able to clean it up with the last kill, making it to the 3-3. So maybe the tides have turned. Maybe the adaptation was Fiddy bringing out that sniper and holding that line of sight up by Monument. I think that's absolutely going to be preferential here. Now 5 and 4. That's how you turn it around. Dark putting on the satchel, putting on the backpack. 10 and 3, looking for another glide bomb. High Point, you're going to have to figure it out and answer back to this. I understand it's tied here, but get that bomb down, answer back. You got some intel. You know they're in church, and Smiley combating Sexton. Did bomb actually make it down? It did not. It is down on A, and Niner knows.
Yeah, Niner, this is what's so crazy about the game. Now you can just play back, wait for the announcer to announce that the bomb has been picked up, and then you can react on it. Freedom is playing towards the church. Prayers in his mind right now to win this round. 55 seconds. And Anku off screen is going to get a big one under Devilish. So now 2v4. And I want to mention also, Fiddy and his sniping right there well, it's not been the leading cause. His impact plays have been absolutely insane.
He's picking off some really great kills that are allowing Niner Esports to thrive here. We are in another 3v1 situation. Freed, last man standing for the High Point Esports team here. That is not what you want to be. You want to get away with your life at that, but unfortunately, he's going to get picked off through the rotation because, like I said, Niner just chilling there. This is the first time the Niners have taken the lead here in Search and Destroy or in a game in general against High Point. In the Battle of North Carolina, the Niners are coming back.
I think this is going to be an absolutely insane one. I thought it was going to be a little more one-sided, but no. High Point, while they did have a bit of some early success, Niner, like we talked about before, Tiff, that mid-game adjustment, it's been beautiful. Fiddy, you can clearly see, he knows that Sexton and co are very aggressive. So, like you said, let me be able to just, advance upon you and pull out the sniper.
Yeah, I mean, if you are High Point, you need to combat Fiddy at this point. We see Fiddy go down to Brewing right now. Look at that. We say they need to combat it. High Point coming out swinging here. They're like, you know what? No, we want to keep this lead. It's a 3v2 situation. They're trying to bring it back. Sexton finds Smiley. That leaves Dark all alone, but a big two-piece by Sexton. Gonna clear him out. Just need to get that nice defuse. Look at Devilish doing the work.
And yeah, like you said, it was really just combating the sniper. So when Brewing aggressively pushed that sniper, it's a coin flip. It really is. You're either gonna get your head taken off or you'll get tagged up and then immediately get the kill. So Brewing was able to just persevere, and that's why it's now 4-4. This has been a beautiful S&D.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. The flinch on the Vanguard snipers is so disgusting. So if you put two people on Fiddy and Fiddy is sniping, even if maybe one loses their life, if you get that quick trade, it'll really help to answer back. So this is it, tied up 4-4. We just need the first team to 6 right here, and this is getting dicey. Sexton going on the aggressive bottom. Church looking for someone. I love the setup by Niners 2-2, by the way.
Oh, but you do see Sexton immediately just circumventing it. Sees a player on the top, but doesn't know that there's one on his right. He needs to get to a safe position. Brewing, though, he's there to help. 4v3. And it looks as though Dark's going to come in, get a big kill onto Sexton. That's going to stop their slaying. But you look at it right now. Dark, he does not go to his left. Choose the wrong avenue of interest. And Smiley will get taken down. And once again, we're back at a 1v3. But this time, Niner in the passenger seat.
Look, if one person's going to be left alive, let it be Dark. 13-4, picking up a nice kill on Devilish. Bomb is down on B, but unfortunately, there's nothing he's going to be able to do. There's just too many live people on High Point right now, making it a nice 5-4, 1 point away from taking the Search and Destroy, and a beautiful kill on Brewing, just catching him from the back.
If Dark gets that last kill, that gives them a glide bomb. And that will ultimately get them to around 11. But with no streaks in hand on either side, I think this is going to be a rough one for the side of Niner because they're at a disadvantage. Fiddy's going to really need to pick it up with that sniping and not get picked out early.
Not get picked out early, but look at the Niners. They're making that rotation down towards B, but I'm curious if they're going to cut up mid-map or if they are going to send it to B. Meanwhile, High Point, they have that nice 2-2 strategy right there. 2 in church and 2 down by the B site. But the thing is, here comes the glide bomb from Devilish trying to get that information and will catch Anku. Free picking up Fiddy. It's a 2v4 situation.
I did not know that Devilish got a glide bomb. That's amazing. That gave them the info. So now, Smiley, he's been stunned. Devilish is on the hunt, but you also have a player wrapping around. He's currently getting besieged by 4 players from High Point. This is about to become nasty. He's going to get shot from the side, not even able to fight back. The man of the hour, Dark. Can he clutch up with a 1v4? Does he have the stamina? He does have the bomb, so that does put him at a bit of a better playing field.
Finds one, has 35 seconds left. Maybe find another and make it a 1v2 situation. Get bomb down and just hold it. But Dark playing for some audio cues here, trying to get some information over to B. Does he want to push A? There are 3 people here near A, so I'm just feeling like this isn't the move. But you know what? We know all. I love the rotation through the back. We'll get tagged up.
Oh!
Dark finds another.
Oh, gonna get pinched.
Look, I had such high hopes for Dark, but that was a valiant effort there to make a beautiful play. Last man standing, finds 2, but unfortunately will get traded out before he can grab a 3rd. Here it is, that angle on Brewing. That is fantastic. Sometimes when you hold that upper angle above Church, you can get some really nasty angles. You can see that automaton frying right there. But the man of the hour, Dark himself, 16-6, but unfortunately High Point will take the victory above Niner Esports. Valiant effort.
It is absolutely insane to think about just the way we started. High Point were just dominating for those first rounds. You know, Niner was able to take one off of them in the second round, and then immediately Niner were leading the charge. They were singing their beat, but then High Point at the end, they woke up, they adjusted to Niner's adjustments, and it really were the team with the overall game awareness. But let's look at the stats real quick to really see who was our kill leaders on both sides.
Hey, you say kill leaders, I say Dark. 16-6 for Niner Esports. I don't think Dark could have played a better game. He did everything that they possibly could have done to try and swing it their way to get the Niner Esports dub. And I mean, it's just consistent across the board for High Point Esports. I mean, they tried. They did really well. And I love that you mentioned the fact that High Point Esports started off strong. Niner came clawing back, but then High Point was able to twist it yet again and then take the dub. I feel like this team works so well together.
It does. And Fitty, you really have to shout him out too, because that sniper adjustment was doing damage. They had 3 rounds in a row from round 5 to 7. It was all their game, and it looked like they were going to win it. But then you also have to tip it to the side of High Point. Like we talked about, and it's time and time again, Tiff. Just the name of the game, mid-round/game adjustments. You adjust to your enemy's strategy. You get the game into your playbook. You play it well, you win. And that's exactly what happened here. We had an adjustment from Niner, then we had an adjustment from High Point. And at that point, there's not enough stamina from the side of Niner to try and, win this marathon.
Yeah, speaking of the marathon, I mean, look, Fitty was doing absolute work with that sniper. Anyone that can come out and snipe on Search and Destroy has my heart completely and my full support, because I love watching people snipe and Search and Destroy. We've seen Clayster in the CDL pick up some really nasty 2 pieces and bait people out, especially here on Tuscan. So seeing Fitty pull it out, I saw it in chat. I saw someone say phase Fitty. So there's phase 1 going on, Fitty. You could try to make that happen for you. You've got the Car 98K out there. Clicking some absolute heads. But here's the deal, guys. We are teeing up that Tuscan control here for that game 3 in the Battle of North Carolina. So we are going to cut to a quick break, get that all set up for you. But when we come back, more action.
Gotta go get me some cookout. Get some cookout like me. It's off screen. Don't even worry about it, but it's all good. We're back at it again. Short break, I hope you're able to get some water, some coffee, whatever you drink. But we're back at it. Tuscan Control being our next avenue location. I'm here with Miss Spider Tiff, and we're about to get into it.
Get into it. We are. Let's go ahead and chat about what has gone down in the Battle of North Carolina thus far, leaving High Point up 2-0. Map 1, that hardpoint bocage was a very narrow victory of that 250 to 227. We saw what was once a 100-point game. The Niner Esports team able to claw it back and make it a 23-point game where it came down to a battle at Granny's. Map 2, that Search and Destroy on Tuscan, started off the exact same way with High Point, taking the early lead, and Niner Esports really trying to claw their way back and adapt. However, High Point able to turn it around there at the very end and net themselves the victory. Here we are right now going into that Tuscan Control. This is match point here in the Battle of North Carolina for High Point. So if you are High Point, you just want to put it to bed right now, Susano.
Oh yeah, it's time to hit the gyms, hit everything, get out of the facilities and have a good night, because yeah, High Point, they've just been dominant. And I really, I got to tip it to Niner. The University of North Carolina, Charlotte really had some stamina battles in that S&D. and they were starting to win. They were outpacing our boys over at High Point Esports, but then immediately High Point were able to just, revolutionize, overcome and adapt the adjustments from the side of Niner. So exactly what I'm expecting to go down in that Tuscan Control.
Hey, Tuscan Control. And honestly, I've been loving Tuscan Control. I'm glad they have Tuscan as opposed to Gavutu. I feel like Gavutu runs a little bit differently, but here in Tuscan, that defensive spawn is going to be absolutely beautiful when you're trying to get that B zone. You have the upper hand. So like we got to see with Concord earlier today, we saw just how dominating they were able to run in. But with these teams being so close, in my opinion, in skill gap, I think we're in for a treat here.
I think we are, and it's going to be an interesting one indeed, because when you look at the stats on the side of both of them, there's not real, and it's also, we have to preface, the Control was just introduced last week. While there has been a lot of scrimming going on, there hasn't been many reps from either side. And so this is going to be like the most true neutral that we can get in terms of just stats.
Hey, you say true neutral, and here we are in the Battle of North Carolina. Neither team had dropped a map before coming into today, where we knew that one team was going to get edged out on the other. When these two schools had met up in the Cold War season there at the 2021 College COD League season, High Point actually edged out Niner Esports and took that victory 3-0. So if High Point nets themselves a victory here in Tuscan Control, they are running it back-to-back 3-0 on Niner. So if you are Niner Esports, you got to draw it out. Your reverse sweep and your vengeance run begins now, as you have the defensive side, which is perfect. But look at that. This is unique. High Point is running to B.
Oh my goodness, this is the complete failure of a blind counter. But you do have one player that's Smiley. Immediately gets plowed down. So now they're going to be able to hold this site for a little bit of time. Maybe get that first tick in.
Hey, get the first tick in at least, but look at High Point doing work right now. Still pretty even on lives. They're doing a great job. Sexton finds a nice Q piece. But Anku, alive and living there on B, frying a massive three-piece, looking to get a glide bomb, just needs one more kill. But here's the deal. That's going to give High Point the time to go ahead and spawn up by A and get some time in up there.
Yeah, and right there, you immediately saw High Point just rotated over to the A site. So 2 ticks at B, that's insane, especially for an attack. And right now, A looks to be the same manner. Devilish, though, he's going to get chowed onto the site. Not really too much help for him, so he's just going to try and stay up here for as long as possible. Does see the player, takes him out, but there's one more. If he can get this one, this will be huge, because Sexton's on the way. No problem at all for Devilish, because he's running the site.
Yeah, spawns are really not in favor for Zone A. As you can see, High Point right there, able to secure it as they move on to B right now. They're rotating through the back 3 deep. However, they will make it out with their lives, losing a couple. Devilish moving down the way, and we'll find Anku. Anku says, no, you're not getting over here. I love how Smiley and Fiddy are trying to hold that mid-map area, forcing High Point to come from that very long rotation. And that is the issue here when you look at Zone B, but they only need 1 tick. And lives are pretty much teed up similar, but 15-19, High Point down 4.
Yeah, 15-19 with a minute 30. Plenty of time for the side of High Point. Niner, though, running that defense through Church right now. Playing towards the top. That's Fiddy. He's looking for this player. Does see that freedom. Maybe across. Opts for a more defensive approach. And you see that immediately. Has a player that goes down, waiting for that rotation, replaces. That's great teamwork right there.
Great teamwork right there. Indeed, this is looking really nice. If you are Dark and Fiddy, you are trying to live and get yourself some glide bombs, because those are going to come in really clutch here on the defensive. Dark 1 away. They're just 1 tick, but they're setting up so brilliantly down there, Freed. But here's the deal. The kills are coming in, but the spawns are so close. If you're Niner Esports, you can provide the reinforcements, but will you be fast enough? Dark and Smiley need to get in there and take down Devilish with the reinforcements. This is going to be the battle right here. Honestly, they may be able to cap it.
Yeah, it looks as though that, actually, they will be able to get a 4-for-1 trade. So Niner Esports will stay up. This is great to see out of them, because there's 50 seconds left and 1 tick overall. 6-11. Niner are up in the man count as per usual for the defense. But Sexton, he's looking through the church, and Dark immediately goes into the back. Knows that these players are there, but does give the info. But Anku able to stop that top position. Now knows that the rotation's coming in from behind.
Yeah, and with 5 lives remaining, you really need to play it safe here. You have 30 seconds to put a really nice push, and there are no lives remaining, so this will be it. You will not get to come back after this. You just need 1 tick, but you need to break through the Niners defense right now. 19 seconds. You need to at least contend and stop the clock. Freed looking to make that happen. Brewing moving in. Devilish able to get in there at 15.8 seconds.
That play from Freedom is going to be huge. He's going to be able to stop the players. Looks as though he's looking for that last one. Does see new players coming in. Smiley, though, able to stop him. And Niner at the brink. Win that defense. Holy smokes.
They were able to hold out High Point so beautifully right there at the end, and simply it came down to the fact that there just were not enough sheer lives. They had enough time, had they had the lives, to get at least another push over there, but when you're in that 2v5 lives, there's just nothing you can do because the defense is spawning in so close. But here's the deal. Let's see how Niner Esports does on the attacking front, because that was absolutely crazy. They're going to make that initial push over to A and get some time in there as Fiddy finds that nice little first blood.
Yeah, great pick indeed. And Dark, nice one to able to secure the first tick with his teammates, but it looks as though there's an opposition already moving in. Second tick going to be contested. Devilish, they find him and they stop it. Great gameplay out of the High Point. But right now, immediately, B, gonna be our next point of interest.
Hey, I love that. That's a really solid call. We saw it happen when Atlanta FaZe played last week, and someone mid-map right there pushed, made it. They were like, hey, let's go B. Let's get some early ticks on. Unfortunately, they're going to get taken off down there, as Freed is going to be holding down that B, and the A zone under high contention right now. This can Brewing hold on and eliminate Fiddy and Dark. We see Dark fall, but the trade comes in.
Yeah, the trade was ever essential right there. Freedom, oh no, gets stuck in the mid. And there you go, Niner now have a lead in the lives. Up by 3, Smiley and Dark going big. But Dark's going to be going for that top position now. They want to be able to, just stop these defenders. And right now, if Niner just keep on pushing like how they're doing right now, they could easily take the site.
Yeah, that was actually really well done. Niner was able to take A really with a lot more lives. When we saw High Point net A, they had approximately 9 lives left, or 9 to 11 lives left to work with while capping B. But here's the deal. They had already had 2 ticks. Niner, no time there on B. And look at how High Point has set themselves up for the rotation. Right now, High Point is in the defensive position. They have the power to be able to eliminate the lives of Niners. It's tied up right now.
Yeah, tied up 17 to 18 though, a minute 30. And like you said, there's much more lives during this avenue of the time. Freedom though does see the play, able to play a little bit of Marco Polo and wins that one. So now the B side starting to get secured, but Freedom, it's no problem to him, but Dark immediately responds in kind. Now Brewing holding the back line. He's going to be essential. If he goes down, then so does this defense, but it's no worries. This Sentinel does not waver.
Yeah, I kind of like what he's doing, working the back here with that automaton, 1 away from a glide bomb. I would love to see Brewing go ahead and get that glide bomb if able, and then throw it down. Granted, they're now up in the live count with 13 to 11 and 55 seconds left. No ticks have been made by Niner here on the B zone. So this is where you need to kind of settle in. Think about it this way. You have 9, I make that 8 lives left. So you probably got 1 good push left in you there for B zone.
Yeah, and so far, with only 3 ticks being given in this first round, we keep on repeating this pattern. Niner will not be getting that round 5 defense. So if you're Niner, you need to at least get these 2 ticks to, compete back with your adversaries on High Point. But immediately, you're going to see right here, this mid-chow going to be essential. Devilish, he sees that Brewing is able to, complete the back line. Great work out of the team. But no, nothing much coming in as Fiddy does move in, but Sexton, he's in position. Oh, but he gets taken down.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Brewing was able to pick up that glide bomb. He could throw it down right now on Dark. They have no respawns left. They have 3 lives left, so that is it. To make that 2, Anko and Fiddy fighting for their lives here on the B zone, only able to get 1 tick, and they need 2 more, and it's just not going to be enough. High Point is going to tie it here 1-1 in the control.
Yeah, and they're down now in terms of control ticks. So High Point, it's just about playing the role now, playing your attack and your defense. You lose the attack, no worries. Bring it back on that defense, and you will get that round 5 control defense.
Here we go. High Point gonna go on the offensive again. Let's see if they can be successful this time. I think whoever gets the first offensive win is going to take the series here on control. And High Point looking to do that because this is a series match point for them. They just need this win here on Tuscan Control to take the series 3-0. And this time they're playing it a little differently. The first time they were on the offense, we saw them make that full push towards B. But look at this. They have moved in right on A as Brewing finds a nice two-piece.
Yeah, and you do have to note that High Point were close to winning their attack last time around. So this aggression is definitely expected. So you do see this third tick going to be coming in here pretty soon. If Freedom can get this kill, and he does. Nobody able to really contest Smiley, though. He's playing towards the back, but it's no worries. You hit the rotate. Devilish in the church right now. He does find a player with a knife, shoots him in the back, and now, immediately, this rotation, it's his.
Yeah, that was absolutely textbook to go ahead and go A and just get it over with. You've saved so many lives by doing that. Look at that High Point, 27 lives remaining. So now you have all the time in the world, 2 minutes, 27 lives to get down in there on B zone. But you've got to get through Fitty, who has absolutely decimating right now, but will get taken down by Devilish. They're moving in. But check out Smiley coming in from the back, catching one before he will go down from Sexton. That's the thing. I'm telling you, Sexton and Smiley, they're going to have to combat each other.
Exactly, and so far, Sexton, he's not doing too hot, but he has been in position to help his team. And right there, Fitty, nice gun control. Just immediately waits for the second player to show up. Gets the two-piece. Now they push the players back. So this B site, not really going to be contested just yet, but Anku gets on it as there is a Brewing to fight him. But there you go, Freedom and Sexton moving in, but you have a minute 20 with 20 and 14 lives. This is plenty of comfort.
Yeah, plenty of comfort indeed. The thing is, you've got Smiley posted up right now in the spawn area for Niner, and I kind of love that. If you're going to use your AR and kind of hold that, make sure no one's trying to flank. That's absolutely beautiful. But look at that. They find Sexton inside the building, and unfortunately, they will go for the trades, but 2 will go down. But look who is on B right now. They're able to get 1 tick down with 18 lives left. If you are Niners with 7 lives remaining, you're going to have to get it together and hold firm here if you want to net this little victory and make it that 2-1 against High Point.
Oh, but the contest comes in last second. Freedom, they're going to get taken down. That's a 4 down. They'll be able to push the tick back. This is a repetition of exactly what happened that last round. But 14-6 in lives with a minute left. Oh my goodness. High Point don't even need to really go for the hill. They're still up in tick counter. They could just play some team deathmatch.
Yeah, at this point, they do need to just play TDM. At that point, there's no respawns left with High Point having 11 lives remaining. This is TDM. This will be the last push that High Point will need to make. If they can just do a nice team wipe here on Niner Esports, they're going to net that victory and go up 2-1. And guys, they just need to get to 3 to make this a 3-0. Fitty, last alive on a 3 streak. It's not going to be enough. You're going to have to kill them 9 times as you find a nice kill on Devilish. It's just not going to be enough because your position has been found. Man, that's so sad for Fitty right there.
He really was just trying to stay up. He knew there was 22 seconds left. It was just coming down to, hey, somebody's going to push the site. I got to kill him. But then immediately you saw those players rotate around through the back spawn, and they had his number. There was just nowhere to go. It was prime real estate.
They're like, hey, yo, let me just try and hold it down the best I can. But unfortunately, it was not going to be enough for Fitty. But here we go. Niner Esports on the offensive. This is going to be match point and game point. High Point Esports looking to take the victory here in the Battle of North Carolina. Can Niner begin the reverse sweep?
You'll definitely have to see as there are 2 players immediately on A. They get that first tick, but Smiley still playing towards the top. But there you go. There comes the strafing run. Gets Anku, but now Dark. He is going to get contested. Looks like they're not going to be able to get the second tick. Once again, just getting thwarted from their plan. 29-25. Niner are down in the count.
Down in the count they are, but High Point looking to put this to bed. They just lit up the kill feed with so many freed out there frying Dark. There's just really nothing that Niner can do right now. They were able to get a tick there on A. It's just not going to be enough, and High Point is all over the map. Just honestly, they look like they're trying to play some TDM at this point.
Yeah, honestly, there's really no point, and especially with defense, you don't even have to play towards the hills. You just go crazy with it. That's why Sexton's going to pull out the Volk. It's time to pull out some experimental gameplay here.
Experimental gameplay. I actually like this move. Sometimes when I grab the Vulcan Warzone, I'm like, this is kind of interesting, but I don't know how I feel about for multiplayer, but I'm going to trust them as Fiddy and Anku are going to find a nice little two-piece there working together, but the trades are going to come out from Freed and Devilish as Devilish finds two. 25-16 on lives. If you are Niner Esports, you really need to stop the bleeding right here. This is the moment. This is the time.
Yeah, there's never a time more important than this. 25-16 in terms of life counter. Niner are definitely, oh, but Freedom! Nice two-piece. Immediately runs away with his life. As I was saying, this is the time to just, pop off, but really, it's Freedom's time. He's got full streaks. Brewing even has a glide.
Hey, full streaks, that's going to be really prevalent if you're just wanting to put it to bed here and take your 3-0 and go home for the evening. And I don't know, Susano, maybe get some cookout. We saw some shakes in the chat popping out, so maybe that's pretty much what everyone's already thinking of. Fiddy trying to get a glide bomb of their own, but 13 lives remaining and no ticks here on the B side as we have a massive contention. Fiddy grabs that glide bomb on a nice killing spree, but will fall.
Yeah, and now there's a minute left, 21-10. Niner are just being put through the blender. Here comes a glide bomb. They're able to find out where this player is, but 20-9 in terms of lives. Niner, they're just trying to play just to stay alive at this point. Maybe a break of 4, but Dark gets a nice two-piece towards the side of the stairs, but Fiddy and Co, 17-9. This is a very mountainous effort to try and win that B site.
Yeah, but Dark is over there putting in the time. Brewing brings in the glide bomb. Is going to get a team kill there, but he did exactly what he wanted with that glide bomb. The ability to get Dark off the B zone. There's 25 seconds left. They have 4 lines remaining, so there's going to be no more respawns. Time is not on the side. Lives are not on your side. This is looking to be the end here for Niner Esports.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. 14-3. Dark gets onto the site, but he knows that there are players up here. Goes for the kill. Gets Freedom. Knows that the player shot him in the back. Doesn't happen. Devilish able to fix that one. But Anku, 22-33. He's got a dream in hand. 2 players left. It's a 2v11 right now. This is very hard to see. Fiddy. Oh my goodness, Freedom just takes him out. And there you go. High Point Esports. 3-0 victory in a 3-1 control win. They are your series winners.
Wow. That was absolutely insane. Niner Esports doing everything they can to go ahead and get that clock stopped at 2.7 before they will just absolutely run out of lives. That was beautifully played by both schools. The Battle of North Carolina has come to a close, and High Point Esports has edged out Niner Esports with, you're right, that 3-0, which was extremely reminiscent of that 2021 series where High Point took the lead on Niner Esports with that 3-0 as well. But I believe the stats are ready, so let's go ahead and pull those up and let's chat about those.
Yeah, let's get down to it. The brass tacks, and you're going to immediately see right off the bat that big number, 28 from Brewing. 28 non-traded kills. He was doing excellent work playing in the back line. On either it was attack or defense, his automaton was just sentry turret, making plays and making sure that none of the players were even able to get into those circumventing positions. And you look over on the side of Niner Esports, I immediately look at Dark, 30-28. He was playing out of his mind. He really was trying to put the team on his back. But, you have Smiley, that person that you were telling me about before. When it came down to Sexton versus Smiley, Sexton, he didn't blow him out of the water. He definitely gave him his money's worth.
Gave him his money's worth indeed. But what I've got to say about this, while Dark was absolutely phenomenal in the control and Brewing absolutely thrived, these two teams were doing so great. The fact that they were able to adapt and combat each other throughout that Bocage hardpoint, throughout that Tuscan search and destroy, and throughout the Tuscan control, it was kind of like, we had talked about it during the search and destroy, just a cat and mouse in one of those rounds, but essentially that's how I'd like to lay out what happened today. It was cat and mouse, and I felt like they were almost playing like poker in a sense, showing their hand, and the strategies were changing. So I'd be really curious to see how the communication went between these teams and who was actually calling the shots, because I think some of the decision making that was going on from High Point and Niner Esports were very well done. And honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't closer and we didn't get to see a game 4 or 5.
Yeah, a decisive night of 3-0s from both High Point and Concord. It was just great to see from both sides just how well these teams had done. It was great to see from the beginning to now. And it's been an absolute pleasure to cast with you, Tiff, because, we've got 2 casters that are raring to go. that are going to bring you the action next in after this intermission. We've got Seymour and Mick on KSU versus Georgia Southern. It's going to be an exciting one, and we will see you guys in the next stream. So you enjoy yourselves, and bye-bye.